Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio online grant. This is Shelley. This week we're going to look at Edpuzzle. This is a tool that we find very useful as an educator, and what it allows you to do is customize your video content that you show to students. And the basic version is free, but there is minimum storage. And after that, then there becomes the ability to get either a personal account or even a school district's account. So to get to Edpuzzle, it's simply www.edpuzzle.com. And currently I am logged in as myself here. And what I've done is I've just created like a practice school. When you actually sign up to create an account, it will ask what school you're associated with, and then what will happen is other educators within your district will show up over here on the side as well underneath your school. So what I have here is I have my home button, and what you'll see under the home button are what they refer to as trending in education. So these are simply videos that other people have already made. You can see there's names listed below. And when you click on these, what will happen is you will have it start up, and you'll notice that there already are some questions created within. So in other words, this video will play. When it gets to this point, there's a multiple choice question and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll just click play here.
Uh-oh, looks like traffic up ahead. Whoa, settle down. They're fighting for a good cause. Dear Tim and Moby, I've heard about segregation, but I don't really get it. Why couldn't black and white kids go to school together? Thanks, Maddie. Hi, Maddie. It's true. Before the 1960s, many children attended segregated schools. That means African American kids were kept away from white kids. The practice began shortly after the Civil War. The South was in ruins, and millions of ex-slaves were suddenly free. They could work and live alongside whites as equals, not servants. For many Southerners, this was intolerable. They immediately set out to disenfranchise African Americans.
So notice what happened is it got to this point in the video, and it will stop, and then it will ask the question that your students will need to answer. Now, if they skip it, as the teacher, you're going to get notification of that. So I'm going to go back here to content again. If I click here on curriculum, you can see what happens is it comes up to where elementary school, middle school, high school curriculum are. So if I click here on view content, it's going to come up with elementary content that would be useful for me to use. And then if I go to my content, you're going to see I don't at this point have any content added. So if I go add content, and I can create my own video, I can upload a video, student project, new folder. I can also go here and I can click in the search box and I can paste in, and I'm going to just search here. And I have this Sesame Street video that I had saved. Now notice I can do 3 different things. Only thing is I can cut, but this voiceover I cannot do because this is not my own video. So a cut, a lot of times you might want to do a cut, especially maybe at the end where a video maybe is doing a lot of discussion about maybe who created it, or like what, where you could see more of the same type of video. So in other words, cut, you would just simply go, and I'm going to go to cut. It's cut, and then I would be able to cut out where I would want on the video itself. Voiceover is, notice it comes up, sorry, voiceover is now blocked. So in other words, I can't voice over a video that is something that I haven't created, or if this being Sesame Street where they've got it set up, that I don't have access to that. And then the next one is my questions. So this is where I would go in, and when I got to the point in my video that I might want to ask a question, I could go multiple choice, open-ended, or just make a note. So I could, if I go multiple choice, I could just ask a question. In this video, they talk all about singing high, singing low, singing quiet, singing loud. So I could ask a question, and then they talk about, one of the things they talk about is loud like a drum. So if I were to ask the question, sing Elmo, let's just say Elmo, I spell Elmo, sings loud like a question mark. And I could put drum, I could put piano, and I continue to add more choices. So I could say, like, let's just say harp. Now notice I don't have anything marked as correct. I would need to put the check mark here so that that is my answer. And when I hit save, then it's going to add that in. Notice now I've got my little mark here showing that I now have that question answered. Okay, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to simply say finished. And we'll go back to our Edpuzzle. We've got our video created. The next thing I wanted to look at is down below here, is you see the popular channels, meaning Edpuzzle, YouTube, Khan. These are all education related. And then the other thing that we didn't look at is you have a grade book that's right in here where all of the information would show up as students create, or I shouldn't say as they create, as students answer and look at your videos. And then my classes, you notice I don't have any classes added. And I had done this on purpose because I wanted you to see that you can add a new class, or if you have Google Classroom in your district, you could actually just import from your Google Classroom. I'm going to go to add new class, and notice I can title my class. So I'm going to title it practice group. I could give it a description if I want. I can pick my grade level. I can pick the type of education, and I can click classic is the teacher's favorite. When you'll see the most analytics that they have. So I'm going to just leave that as classic. I'm going to go create a class. So now I have that class. Now I would go to invite students, and at this point, this is where it's asking that if your district has consent. Most districts have this where they send home permission for the students to be a part. And then if I say yes, continue, this is where I get the code. And this is probably the easiest way, is to just have your students sign up with the code if you're not using Google Classroom. If you want, you can also go to class options here, and this is where you would we have the practice, we have the name, we have the class code, but this is where once your students have all logged into your class, you can lock your class. So in other words, if the code were to get out there, no one else can join. And then we also have the option here where we could archive a class. So if you wanted to keep a class for the next calendar year, or you can also just totally delete the class. I'm going to go back one more time here to Edpuzzle and just show you that, again, on the side here, we have our content. This is our own personal information. This is the popular channels. And then across the top here in the right-hand corner is where our own content is, where our gradebook, and where your classes are located. So that is Edpuzzle, which can be a very useful tool for teachers with students. Next week, we are going to be looking at what is called ThingLink. So I hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week.